Hey YouTube, this is Andrew the Bearded Giant, and I have a 158 square foot shed that I use as my workspace, and space is precious. So I built a flip top cut station with a DeWalt wood cutting saw on one side and a Porter cable metal cutting on the other, and this is how I did it. Thanks for joining me. Alright, the left and right pieces are cut for the bracket. My first 90's clamped up, ground on, welder set. I'm just going to tack the pieces together, make sure they're square, and go from there. Alright, I'm using my 1, 2, 3 blocks to get the basic spacing here. And then I clamped it down, and now I'll tack this into place and do the same on the other side. Again, just tacking it in place. I'll do the full welds once I get it all together. I'm a little cautious, and I want to clamp it down. I don't want it to fall over on me while I'm welding. That would kind of suck. And here's the age-old question. Bolt or weld the casters on? Today, I'm going to weld. I flip-flop back and forth over the years. The table's bolted. This is going to be welded. That's how I'm doing it. I believe this is 4 inches to the bottom. Let me double check that. Oh, that's 4 inches to the T. Nice. So now I'm going to fab up some pieces that go here and here, little extensions on here, so I get a little bit more cutting, or a little bit more surface. I made a mistake in my math, and this gap is supposed to be exactly a 1/2 inch. Well, you can see that is not a 1/2 inch. It's my only piece of MDF, but I do have this piece left over. And what I'll do, I'll rip this down and create a spacer to go to the left and right of the rod, the metal piece there that the whole thing will pivot on. They say measure twice, cut once. I'm going to end up measuring 3 or 4 times and cutting twice. Unfortunately, I don't know how to make a board longer. So I'm just going to scab in some pieces and pray for the best. All right, here we go. So I had a couple of mishaps with the camera, and I didn't film, or I actually wasn't filming some sections of this build. But here's the final product. I got a flip top table with a metal cutting saw on one side, one wood cutting saw on the other. I have buckles in the 4 corners to give it the stability it needs. I have pillow block bearings with a 1/2 inch steel rod running through this 3/4 inch piece of plywood, or 2 3/4 inch pieces of plywood sandwiched around some 1/2 inch MDF as a spacer. Let me show you how this works. So you undo these buckles, and that gives it the stabilization. And then it's as simple as flipping it over and then latching these buckles, which locks it into place. And voila, here's my wood cutting station. So I didn't finish the end caps here. because I want to eventually make a module that sits in here that I can extend out and have a little bit wider support for long goods. And I want to make it adjustable so it fits the 4-inch height of the DeWalt and the 2-inch height of the Porter cable. But this is my flip-top table. I'll eventually believe I'll put a shelf down below because I have a fair amount of room down there that's not going to be in the way of rotating this table to hold maybe some scrap lumber or scrap steel or something. But having this on casters, I can push it around the shop, push it out of the way, pull it out when I need to, and it solves my problem of space in my small workspace. I have 158 square feet, and that's not a lot of room. It's a fair amount, but not a lot of room, and this gives me the flexibility to cut, and I can do wood or metal without taking up a lot of room. Thank you for joining me on this build of my flip-top cut station, and I'll have some links in the description below of some different tools and materials I used. Feel free to go check those out. If you would like to see more videos of this nature, of me working in my small workspace, my small shop, please subscribe, hit that like button. Otherwise, peace out.